Welcome to video 2 of the How to Learn Any Language video course with me, Tony Marsh, former military linguist and language learning strategy guy for you, so we can strategize your language learning and do it in the smartest way and most effective and efficient way possible, and not get stuck in one of those situations where people, oh man, I've been studying language forever and I've been doing this for 10 years, I can't say anything. In the first video, we looked at the top 3 core principles of language learning, which are, number 1, you're not here to memorize words, you're here to express thoughts and communicate. 2, conversation is a back and forth game like tennis. And 3, the structure of language is what supports all of that. So I want to continue to expand on those principles before getting more and more practical each time, theoretical, philosophical here. I want to show you another high-tech thing here. That's supposed to be an infinity symbol. Got a little wild on this side, but that's equal. Those are just, you know, the infinity symbol, right? There's 2 major elements to language learning: conversation and structure. Structure creates conversation. Conversation teaches structure. So let's think about that for a second. Conversation teaches structure. If I can figure out how to say something, question and answer, that teaches me the structure. In order for me to say that, I need to figure out how to say it. And then if I know how to say it, I can say even more, because the patterns of grammar are generative. They generate possibilities. Again, we'll see more and more of that as we go. But for now, just consider this infinity symbol. This is the yin and the yang of language learning: conversation and structure. Structure is the yang, the thing that holds it together, and conversation is the variable. It's all of the stuff that grows out of it. It's all right. Conversation has 2 parts to it. Structure has 2 parts to it. The 2 parts of conversation are questions and answers. We're going to focus just on questions and answers now. Think of it this way: you're at the bottom of the page. That's you standing there. The questions come at you. What does that mean? It means that I'm here. I'm looking to learn a foreign language. You're teaching me the foreign language. You're my friend. You're my teacher. You're someone else who's able to. I want you to be able to ask me questions in the foreign language and me be able to respond. That's the way. That's the only way for me to know that I even know it. Otherwise, how will I know that I know the language if I can't put it to use? It's like saying, oh, well, I know how to ride a bike. Well, can you ride a bike? I don't know, never tried. I just know. I think I know. You won't know if you can ride a bike unless you ride a bike. So you won't know if you know how to converse, if you can converse in a foreign language, unless you converse in the foreign language. So the simplest way to test that is the OPI, Oral Proficiency Interview. Extremely simply put, you're asking me a question. And if I can respond to you in the language I'm learning, then good. If not, then I have to figure out what to do. You're at the bottom of the page and the question comes at you. You can think of this like a space, like an Atari game, Space Invaders game. Questions come at me. I have to shoot down the question, right? Ask me 20 questions in my target language. If I can shoot them down, then I'm good. If not, if I can't answer, boom, then game, then game over. I have to try again. That's the game, Space Invaders game. Questions and answers are conversation. Structure is verbs and vocabulary. So what we're looking at right now, I'm just going to put a V and verbs and vocab. This is what I call the language learning compass. The language learning compass contains everything that will ever happen in your language learning journey. Either you're learning vocab or verbs to contain that vocab, right? Because vocab without verbs are like leaves without a branch. Like if I just said vocab, if I said house, car, tomorrow at noon, like you need a verb to hold that vocabulary. I'll see you tomorrow at noon. Okay, so whether you're learning verbs or vocab or practicing questions or answers, you're always going to be somewhere, and it becomes an art, sort of, for the teacher, for me to try to, move you around the compass. But the point is that you as a self-teacher, you as an autodidact, self-learning language learner, know that this represents the entire thing, right? This is like a picture of the globe, like a map, a huge picture map of the planet. If language learning itself were one single planet, all of the possibilities are contained within this compass. You're either north, south, east, or west. Okay. Questions and answers are conversation. Verbs and vocab are structure. And we're going to use the language learning compass to begin to get more practical and more specific. Okay. One more note on questions and answers. Questions and answers, if anything, if there were anything on here that's the most important, questions and answers are the most important. Why? Because at the end of the day, that's the outward expression of language learning. Mixing and matching verbs and vocab, like I like this, do you like that? I want this, do you want that? I am this, are you, and so on, and is excellent practice. But at the end of the day, we are going for conversation. So no matter where you are on the compass, you're always trying to get back to questions and answers. And we'll continue to develop ways to do that. For now, that's it. That's all you need to know for this video 2 lesson. It's how conversation and structure become one through the verb compass. Questions and answers, verbs and vocab that support the conversation.